Decide if the given function is continuous or not. If it is not, then state the reason it is not continuous. So we have this piecewise function g of x. It is 3 minus x for x values less than or equal to 0, and it is 3 plus 1/2 x for x values greater than 0. So is g of x, does it exist for all x values within the domain? Or does g of a exist for all a values? Well, the only point that we really have to look at or examine is at 0. This first piece is defined for x values or a values less than or equal to 0. Okay, so at 0 it is defined. And then for x being greater than 0, it is also defined. So therefore, g of a does exist for all a values within our function. So it so far is continuous. Now we have to see if the limit of g of x as x approaches a exists for all a values. Well, the real main point in question that we have to examine, since we have two lines, is where the two lines would come together, or where the change occurs at, which is 0. So the question is, what's the limit of g of x as x approaches 0? Well, we have to examine it both from the left, or find the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 from the left, or negative direction. That's going to be 3 minus 0, because we're substituting it into the first piece, which is equal to 3. Now let's see what the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 from the right, or this piece, is equal to. We have 3 plus 1/2 times 0, which is 1/2 times 0 is 0, and 3 plus 0 is 3. So these two are both the same. So therefore, the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 is 3. So this does exist for all a values. So answer choice C can be ruled out also. Now the question is the limit of g of x as x approaches a equal to g of a? Okay, well, g of a, or g of 0, if we substitute the 0 in, we would get 3 minus 0, which is 3. So it is true for all a values. So therefore, it is continuous. So D can also be ruled out. So the answer here is A. This is a continuous function.